everyone. I am Ariel Lim and this is Ariel Lim Yoga. So you know who I am, you know what you're doing. Thank you for joining me on the mat today for a yoga for a stressful week practice. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a stressful week. So today we are going to do a restorative inspired little flow. We're going to keep it low to the ground. If you have a pillow and a block, I highly suggest you grab those now. And we'll start in a nice comfortable seated position on your mat. Any comfortable seated position of choice. And I recommend sitting maybe up on your block, lifting the hips, be nice and cozy here on our mat. Once you've found your seat, we'll sit up nice and tall, bringing a nice line of energy from the base of our spine all the way up through the top of our head. Sit up nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders down and back, resting our hands gently on our knees, taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, and exhale out of the mouth to just relax and find ourselves in the present moment. One more nice deep inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Let it go. We'll start doing some nice nods of the head, nodding yes. Yes, it is the weekend. Yes to a moment to ourselves for self-care. Remembering to breathe, taking your time. Maybe you exaggerate your nods, yes. Bringing a nice stretch to the back of the neck, that cervical spine here from the base of the head here to the top of the spine at the back, that little knobby joint there. Should feel really nice. And then we'll start to shake the head no as in no, I'm not going to look at that email until Monday. I know you can relate. Beautiful, bringing the chin to one shoulder, then the other, maybe exaggerating this move. Beautiful. And then we'll come back to center. And then we'll start taking circles. So we'll bring our chin to the chest, to the right shoulder. Take it back to the left shoulder and down. Inhaling back. And exhaling as you come forward. Counterclockwise, clockwise circles. Getting a nice stretch here in the neck. Letting go of that tension we've built if we've been sitting at a computer, a little bit hunched over. Taking your time here. Remembering to breathe. And then we'll reverse our circle going counterclockwise this time. So to the left, back, to the right, and down. Inhaling to come back. And exhaling to come forward. Moving at your own pace. There is no rush. When you're ready, we'll meet back in the center. Nice long spine here. And we'll start to take some shoulder rolls. So we'll bring our shoulders forward. Releasing any tension from the shoulders. Maybe you've been carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders this week, have a lot of responsibilities. So we're just starting to loosen that up, let it go. Couple more forward rotations here, and then we'll take it back. So just tell them, get off your back. Let it go, let it roll off your back. The week is over. Very nice. Couple more. Nice. So we'll come back to center for a moment. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And on our next inhale, we'll rise our arms up and overhead, reaching up towards the sky, letting the fingertips reach up high. And then we'll twist to the right, bringing our left hand outside of our right knee, our right hand tense behind us, the fingertips on the mat if you can reach. Inhale to lift and lengthen through the spine, and exhale to twist, maybe gazing over that right shoulder. Inhale, finding more space, and exhale, going maybe just a little further, rinsing out the week thus far. Inhale, exhale, and then on our next inhale, we'll come back up to center, reach up towards the sky, getting a nice stretch in the side body, in the arms, the fingertips. And then we'll twist over to the left this time, bringing our right hand to the left knee. Inhale, bringing more length and space in our spine, and exhaling to rinse. Maybe gazing over the left shoulder this time. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you go a little bit deeper, letting more stress and tension from the week go. And on our next inhale, we'll come back up to center, reach the hands up and overhead. The fingers meet and interlace, and then we press our palms up towards the sky. And then we come forward into a forward fold, reaching forward, bringing our head to the mat, giving our forehead a massage. It should feel really nice in the low back, in the forehead, in the shoulders. Try to keep your sits bones planted on the mat or on your block here. A couple more moments. Remembering to take nice deep breaths through the nose. And exhale through the nose or the mouth. Beautiful. And then we'll come up. If you have a block underneath, we'll put that to the side for a moment. And we'll meet in a tabletop position on all fours in the center of our mats. Have your fingers spread nice and wide here, distributing the weight evenly throughout your hands so you're not dumping into your wrists. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are underneath your hips. Tops of your feet planted firmly on the mat. And on our next inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the chin, lift the tailbone for a cow pose. And then we'll exhale to round the spine, lift the navel to the spine, chin to chest for cat. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin, cow. Exhale, round the spine, bring the chin to the chest for cat. Taking a couple rounds at your own pace. Inhaling into your cow. Exhaling into your cat. Maybe you take some organic movement here, wagging your tail. Maybe you take some barrel rolls in one direction, in the other. Whatever feels good. You're at home, right? So nobody can see you. Do whatever feels good in your spine and your body today. Or you can just stick to cat-cow. A couple more rounds. Remembering to breathe, inhaling into your cow. Exhale, cat. And then we'll meet in a neutral, flat back tabletop position. Bring the big toes together, the knees as wide as your mat or as wide as is comfortable. And you can sink the hips down towards the heels and reach forward for a child's pose. Maybe in your child's pose, you place a block between your legs to sit back on for a little extra height and support. And bring a pillow down to your chest or to your forehead to rest on. Taking a few moments here in our child's pose to settle down, to relax and just be, just breathe. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale to surrender to the moment. Couple more rounds of breath here in our child's pose. Maybe you move your pillow out of the way, bring your hands together in prayer and bring the elbows forward and the hands back behind the neck, getting a nice stretch in the shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, we'll come back up to our tabletop position, moving our blocks and our pillows to the side, and then we'll move our way to the belly. Bringing our forearms on top of each other, and then we'll just rest one cheek, whichever cheek resonates with you today, on our forearms for a crocodile pose, giving ourselves a moment to just be. This is an excellent pose if you experience any anxiety, having the support of the mat underneath you. Taking nice deep breaths, filling up with air, filling your belly, press against the mat. And exhale into its support. Taking nice deep full breaths here. And exhale completely. Maybe you lift the lower parts of your legs up from the knees, swing your legs from side to side. Should feel a nice release in the back. And then come to stillness, releasing your left foot to the mat, or if you have a wall behind you, you might want to press into that wall with your foot, adding a little stability. And then you're going to bring your right heel towards your glute, getting a stretch in the psoas, kind of a passive stretch here, because usually you would do this standing, but it feels nice laying down. Trying to squeeze up towards your glute, and if you want a little bit more, maybe you reach back with your right hand, grabbing the outside of the foot and pull it towards your glute for a little extra stretch in the psoas and the quads and the hamstrings. And maybe you grab your pillow underneath your left cheek and just rest here for a moment. Taking nice full inhale and exhale. Couple more breaths here at your own pace. And when you're ready, we'll switch sides, releasing that right foot back to the wall or to the mat, pressing the foot into the wall or letting the top of the foot rest on your mat. And we'll switch your right cheek, lifting that left foot up, bringing the heel towards the glute, and if you want that extra stretch, grab the outside of your left foot and pull it closer to your glute. Inhale and exhale. This is a great stretch because if you're on your feet all day or if you sit at a desk, it's going to benefit you. So it should feel good for most of us here. Couple more breaths. And release. From here, we're going to move our pillow just a little bit further down underneath our belly and our chest. And then we're going to bring our leg out from the hip. So we're going to bend our knee. Our thigh is going to extend from our hip. And then the bottom part of our leg will be at a 90-degree angle here. If you have a block, this is a great time to place the block underneath your knee and your thigh for a little extra support. It's almost like a half frog position here. So it's a great hip stretch, but with the support of the block, it shouldn't be too intense. And then we'll rest our chest on our pillow, bring our forearms on top of each other, resting our right cheek on our forearms. And just take a few breaths here. We'll sit here for about a minute and just relax. And if you have a wall behind you, you might press that left foot into the wall for just a little more support. Nice big inhales and exhales to let go and relax into this stretch. Sometimes we don't give ourselves permission to just be. So today we're just going to be and just relax in this pose. Few more breaths. Beautiful. We'll start to lift ourselves up, take our block away, extend that right foot back. Maybe you press that into a wall or bring the top of the foot down to the mat. And then we'll take our half frog pose to the left. So we'll bend our leg, extending our thigh out from our hip. Our rest of our leg is down from the knee at about a 90-degree angle. And we'll place our block underneath our thigh and our knee. You'll probably want to keep it on the low setting. You don't want to lift your thigh up too high. You kind of want to have that nice line from the hip to the knee. And then we'll bring our forearms on top of each other and bring our right cheek to our forearms and just breathe. Resting here for a minute in our supported half frog pose. Taking nice deep inhales here as always. And full exhales. Again, allowing ourselves to surrender to this moment and just be. A lot of us are so busy in our day-to-day, we never allow ourselves to just exist and just be. So here's your permission. If you don't want to give it to yourself, I'm giving it to you. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. And then take a few more breaths at your own pace. There is no rush. Beautiful. So we'll remove that block from underneath our leg and put it to the side here. And we'll move our pillow to the side if you had a pillow underneath. And we'll take our time coming up either into a modified plank or tabletop position, just for a moment. And then we'll bring our right knee towards our right wrist and our right foot over to the left edge of our mat for a pigeon pose. You might want to adjust your left leg back a little bit, find a place that feels good here. And maybe you take your block underneath your hip for a little extra support, bringing your pillow down in front of you, because you're going to spend a few moments in our pigeon pose. So if you're able to do pigeon and this feels good to you, get comfortable, settle in. And if pigeon pose, this does not work for you, it's not your jam, you can come into a figure four. So what you'll do is you'll extend your left leg forward, bringing your right foot on top of your left knee, and you'll just sit here. Maybe you take a block, put it underneath the right knee for a little support. And as a bonus, you can give yourself a little foot massage. That might feel nice too, especially if you've been on your feet. So you're in your figure four or you're in your pigeon. And we'll just spend a few moments here to relax, to open the hips a little bit, and just breathe. Need to readjust. And seriously, take as much time as you need to adjust, to get comfortable. Now, a lot of us not only carry physical stress or weight in our hips, but we carry a lot of emotional tension as well. So if you feel a little bit emotional, especially if you've had a stressful week, it is okay. Let those emotions come up, acknowledge them, and then with your breath, let them go. So as they come up with your inhale, notice them, and as you exhale, breathe them into your mat to become new energy for something or someone else. Just let it go. Take nice, deep, full inhales here in your pigeon or your figure four. And nice full exhales at your own pace. Few more breaths. Beautiful. Slowly start to lift yourself up. Move your pillow to the side. Move your block. And then we'll rest ourselves onto our right hip. And if you're in a figure four, you're already in a good place. But if you're in a pigeon, you're going to bring your left foot forward, tucking your right foot next to your left thigh. Maybe you have your legs straight here. Maybe you have it out a little bit. Whatever feels good to you. We're going to move into a forward fold into that left leg. So we're going to lift our arms up and overhead, reaching up. And then leading with the heart here, we'll come forward, letting our hands land wherever they reach, whether it's the foot, the shin, the thigh, wherever. Inhaling just to create more space in the spine, and exhale to relax and surrender into our forward fold. Should feel really great on the low back here. Taking a few breaths here in our forward fold. Beautiful. Now we'll slowly come up one vertebra at a time and set ourselves up either in a modified plank or a tabletop position to take our pigeon pose to the left. Or if you want to do the figure four again, by all means, you can do that. Or maybe this side feels a little bit different and you want to try the figure four, go for it. So we'll bring that left knee to the left wrist, left foot to the right side of our mat. If you're going to do a pigeon pose, maybe you grab your block and place it underneath your hip for a little added support, bringing your pillow underneath. And then we'll come down into a resting pigeon, relaxing here, opening the hips, letting that emotional tension go. Maybe it has been a stressful week for you, but it is the weekend now. It's your time to relax. Take a moment for you. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Letting it all go. Finding your breath. Letting it travel to the places that might be holding on to any stress or tension. And with each exhale, try to let a little bit more of it go. So we'll inhale, finding a nice deep full breath. And exhale to let go. Finding a pace of breath that works for you. For just a few more breaths here in our pigeon or our figure four. If you're in your figure four, maybe you're enjoying a nice foot massage on the left foot. And if you're in your pigeon, enjoying that nice stretch in the hip and in the glutes. One more nice deep breath wherever you are. And exhale, slowly lifting yourself up. If you're using a block for support, we'll move that over to the side. Lowering ourselves onto that left hip, bringing our right foot forward this time, tucking the left foot into the right thigh, wherever is comfortable. And then we'll lift our arms up and overhead, reaching towards the ceiling. And then leading with the heart, we'll come forward to a forward fold, letting the hands rest wherever they land. Taking another deep breath, maybe lengthening the spine just a little more. And exhale to surrender into your fold. There's no need to bring the nose or the forehead to the knee. Maybe you have a nice bend in the knee. Just remember to breathe into any place that feels tight, that might need a little extra breath or support. Beautiful. We'll slowly start to come up, and then we'll extend both legs in front of us for a moment. I want you to put a nice generous bend in your knees here, and maybe you take your block underneath your knees, your pillow on your lap. We'll inhale to rise our arms up and overhead, and exhale for a forward fold, letting the hands rest wherever they land here. And take a few breaths in this forward fold that's nice and supported. Inhale and exhale to relax. you rock side to side. Rocking is a great way to ground yourself, to soothe yourself. And just breathe for a moment here. You're doing a great job. We have one more pose before we close out our practice. Beautiful. We'll slowly start to come up. Move your pillow and your block aside. And then we'll bring our soles of our feet together for Baddha Konasana or bound angle pose. Maybe you take a block under one leg, your pillow under the other for a little extra support. Letting gravity do its job, bringing the thighs down, opening the hips. If you need a little less of an intense stretch, you can bring the heels out forward. If you want a little more, you can bring them closer to you. It is your practice. You do what works for your body. You are the expert of your body. I am just a guide, so you find the way that it feels good for you here. And then we'll just take a couple moments sitting up nice and tall. Maybe you fold a little bit, bringing the elbows into the thighs, keeping a nice flat back. Breathing into the hips. Inhaling to take in oxygen. Let it travel through the body. And exhale to let it go. Take a nice deep inhale. Let the air flow through your body, finding any pockets of tension or stress you're holding on to. And with your exhale, move it along. Say goodbye to it. Let it go on to the mat, turning into energy for something or someone else here. Inhale. And exhale. Letting it all go. Feeling grounded here. Feeling supported by the mat, by your props. Take one nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. We'll slowly come back up, removing our props, moving them to the side. Find a nice comfortable seated position of your choice. Sit up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath through the nose. As you do this, lift the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale. Let it all go. One more, just like that. Inhale, bring the shoulders up by the ears. And exhale. Let it all go. On our next inhale, we'll rise our hands up and overhead, reaching towards the sky. Our palms meet and our hands come down to heart center in prayer. Maybe you close your eyes. Taking a moment here to notice how you feel. Taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for coming to the mat today. Maybe you had that stressful week and now you're wanting to do something kind for yourself. Show yourself some self-love. Cultivate some good energy for the weekend. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale to let any last bit of stress or worry go. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I hope you are feeling just a little bit less stressed, or maybe a lot less stressed. And as always, from my heart to yours, namaste.